Yes, sir. What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Thoughts of a Predicate Winner. You know what it is. The sole purpose of this channel is to react to, review, and break down music that pulls on your heartstrings and makes your soul bleed. And we have to get into this new Kendrick Lamar. We're gonna do this a little bit differently. And that's okay for a multitude of reasons. But for those of you that don't know, Playboi Carti just dropped a new album. Now, I'm no Playboi Carti fan. I don't get the hype. I don't. But apparently Kendrick Lamar must be a fan of him, or he wouldn't have thrown him. There's 3 songs with Kendrick on it. There's one that's got an actual verse. There's another one where Kendrick kind of intros the track. And then there's another one where Kendrick is just kind of sharing the hook. So we don't really care about the sharing of the hook or the intro. I think most people would just care about the verse. So I don't want to play the song because as much as I want to share that experience with you guys, I've already heard it. And I'm trusting that if you're here to listen to my take on it, that you've already heard it as well. So let's just go over the lyrics, man. I'm tired of these big corporations putting these claims up on my channel, man. I don't think that it's right. And I think that I can do a good job of entertaining and discussing it without the music. So let's go ahead and pull up these lyrics and see what he was talking about. Let's see. Let's go through this, man. The world wants to know what Kendrick is talking about, especially after the Super Bowl. And I got to admit that I'm kind of intrigued by it too. What direction are we going? You know, that's something that I've been thinking about lately, especially after hearing Watch the Party Die and seeing the morale shift that he was trying to shake up the industry and shift the morale to where it's not all about the powers that be, partying, sex, drugs, all the stuff that goes into that. It was more about Kendrick trying to make a new wave of like just real heartfelt music coming back to the forefront, the art of hip hop coming back to the forefront of mainstream hip hop. And I was all about it. So let's see what he's talking about here. Ken's on my body and that's on my kids. I kid with nobody, huh? You know what this is, the Vamps with the Boogies. We jug through the party. What you're listening to is that Homicide. The Patek is flooded, but way over budget. The Patek. What is a Patek? The Patek is flooded, but way over budget. I'll lose it on tour. I would have said F you too, but you know that the list was full. That's actually kind of hard. I would have said F you too, man. So for all of you out there that are wondering, like, I think that he's probably talking about Cole right there. I think that he's probably talking about Cole. But if you're wondering, why hasn't Kendrick dissed me? He probably would have. He just had a full list of people that he needed to confront and come right up to their doorstep with. And Kendrick has not been shy. Whatever he's been feeling, he's been saying. I mean, he's thrown shots, whether they were disrespectful shots or not. He's thrown shots at Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, Drake, of course, Cole. I mean, just in every rapper, honestly, this about that lifestyle, you know? So having it my way like Usher, dog. Usher, My Way, great song. But having it my way like Usher, dog. Red, blue, diamond like a gusher, dog. Cool. Upscoring on you like Rucker, dog. Rucker is where they play basketball in the streets. Like it was like a street league, like at the Rucker. Or either it was just a place in New York where the street leagues went to play. I'm sore because I got it off the muscle, dog. Streets ready for this right here. Sleeves, drop. Shia, watch. Eliante, chain go big. I think that this is that Swamp Izzle guy. Eliante, chain go big. White gold link fall on the belly. The emerald cuff for his and hers. This point look like ASAP Rally. No, this is Kendrick. I remember him spitting that bar. I'm talking about, the numbers is nothing. This is big right here if he means it. I like this bar. The numbers means nothing. The money means nothing. I've really been him, I promise. And what he means by him is like, I've really been that dude. Like I've been a better rapper than all these other rappers the whole time. I promise. The numbers means nothing. The money means nothing. The reason why Drake is so successful, it means nothing. It's been me. I've been the best. Trust that. I like that line. say Kenny been heavy out west and I carry the weight like I'm Luka Doncic. That's hard. That's hard to rhyme Luka Doncic with I promise. That's nuts. And it's a good bar. Shout out to Luka being in LA right now. Conspiracy theories is given, but I must admit it, you got the wrong person. Conspiracy theories is given, but I must admit it, you got the wrong person. They bundling. Chicago slang. Which one of you merch it? Merch it, merch it. Yeah, merch it. Cardo, my evil twin. Cardo, my evil twin. My skin is smoother, my teeth is whiter, my stride is longer, my thoughts is brighter. I like these bars, dude. I do. I like the bars about being healthier, making it cool to be healthy. I work out. I got whiter teeth than you. I got better skin than you. Like, I do think whether I think that, like, I'm not one of those people that, like, judges people that have issues with their teeth or have issues with their skin. But I do think that it's dope to kind of celebrate and champion the fact that being healthy is cool. Like, taking care of yourself is cool. I just think that that's hard. I think that that's a hard precedent to bring back to the state of hip hop. My skin is smoother. My teeth is whiter. My stride is longer. My thoughts are brighter. I'm smarter than you. I take bigger steps than you. I take better care of myself than you. I work out better than you. The hate gets realer. The love gets fake. It's a good closer. But when you this great, that's how you should like it. That's how you should like it. The hate get realer, the love get fake, but when you this great, that's how you should like it. That's dope too. The more that I grow, yeah, the hate gets realer. The love that I thought I had gets faker. But when you're this great at what you do, you should learn to just appreciate that. Because what that means is you should learn to appreciate that as a celebratory thing, because what that means is it means you're taking strides in your success. So the haters are going to hate, and the people that love are going to end up hating as well. So you should just learn to appreciate that. Dope verse. And it sounded good too. Y'all should go check it out in your own time. And it seems like he's moving in the same direction, man. And I got nothing but love for it. I think it's awesome. I will be honest with y'all. I'm sick of Not Like Us. I am, dude. I'm tired of that song. It's been played everywhere so much. All the white soccer moms and softball moms love it. They have their kids walking out to it in softball chant. Like, I'm just like, a dog, I have had enough. And my daughter even, she walks out to TV off. That's her walk-up song. I'm like, dog, I get it. There's a lot of hype around him right now, but I've always hated that. I hated it when it happened with M. Like, I was a fan of Eminem before he had his 8 Mile Eminem show moment. And when he had that Eminem show 8 Mile moment in the 50 Cent moment, dog, everybody loved Eminem. And I was just like, it used to be kind of cool because I used to love him by myself. But, and the irony of the Kendrick thing is his earlier music, I love his first album. But from that first album through the rest of his career, it has been bland to me. I don't hate To Pimp a Butterfly, but it doesn't. I like a little bit more oomph to it. It is a great message. There's great music in there, and I think that Damn is a really good album as well. But for whatever reason, like, I just never really championed Kendrick in that way until the beef. And when the beef happened, and I saw what he could do, everything shifted. And it should have for you too. Like, what he did in the whole situation and being able to set a new precedent, put real hip hop, real lyricism, real bars back at the forefront of mainstream hip hop. Genius, which is where we just went and read these lyrics, stated that when Euphoria dropped, more people came to read lyrics than ever before. That's a big deal. That means that people care about the words. There was a time frame over the past 4 or 5 years where I heard even lyricists turn podcasters like Joe Budden talking about, man, I don't want to hear that lyrical miracle. I don't want to hear that. Well, bro, some of us do. Some of us still love that. So Kendrick was able to champion that, put it back to the front of mainstream hip hop, and he's still continuing to stride in this way that's like a moral flip. Now, this is what I will say. I thought that it was a little bit goofy for him and Drake to be trying to out-morale each other. I did think that was a little bit goofy because both of them have their fair share of immoral topics in their music. Both of them do. So I thought it was weird for them to try to out morale each other. But I feel like maybe there's something that's changed within Kendrick. Maybe he's gotten saved. Because he mentioned D1 and Lecrae and Watch the Party Die. And I can't think of another reason why he might have done that other than the fact of like, all right, I'm on the same wavelength as y'all. That's the only thing I can think of. And I thought it was really cool for him to shout out D1 and Lecrae and nobody else, literally. Like, he hasn't shouted out anybody else. He did some funky little interview before the Super Bowl, did something with SZA, but other than that, and he didn't talk about nobody. He just talked about his music. And other than that, bro, he hasn't posted nothing. He hasn't said nothing online. I think that it's dope to put it all into the music. And I want to continue to celebrate Kendrick and hope that Kendrick continues to move in a way that progresses towards Christ. Now, I know a lot of y'all are going to kill me because I'm telling y'all this while just a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, he was going on tour wearing a crown of thorns and pretending like he was Jesus, which I'm disgusted with, and I think that that's disgusting behavior. But that's what I'm talking about. Maybe there was some sort of morale shift. Maybe there was some sort of change because he looks completely different now. Now he's wearing a cross necklace. He has a whole style switch up. He just looks like he's in dog mode. And when they were talking about the Super Bowl, he talked about it. He said, like, I don't want to do none of my old stuff, man. I want to live in the moment and do what and progress towards the future, which I think is hard too, man. It's super dope to me just to live by your standard and by your metrics and put your morale where you think your morale should be. And I think that that's hard to do. It's hard to make morale shifts in the music industry, in the movie industry, even in our country. So I do want to continue to shout Kendrick's name from I want to continue to shout Kendrick's name from the tip top for the morale shifting. I think that that's hard. I think that's dope to do, and I think it's difficult to do. Now that I've said the good things about this, I need to start talking about some of the bad things about this song and about this verse. The song is trash. Playboi Carti is not real hip-hop. And if you're trying to align yourself with this morale shift, what are you doing a song with Playboi Carti for to begin with? Playboi Carti is of the enemy. Proudly of the enemy. Nothing but darkness that I've seen. I could be wrong. I'm open to being wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But I feel like Playboi Carti is kind of a proud opposition of Jesus, a proud opposition of good morals. And he talks about it in the music all the time. Now, I don't like his music. I don't like that style of music. So I'm never going to like really do a deep dive on his music because it just doesn't resonate with me. I don't understand why he's as famous as he is. But for Kendrick to do a song with him, I feel like you're not walking it how you talk it. There are other people in the industry that I feel like you could, do music with that are not completely on that side of darkness. And that's kind of the thing that's leaving me scratching my head is like, from the beginning of all of this, he did it with Future. You know what I mean? But I think that he just did that because he felt like he needed to spread a message. The song was hard, and he was like, you know what? This song is hard. I'm going to get on here and spread this message out. And there wasn't anything bad in the messaging of that song specifically. But to see him go through this whole Watch the Party Die charade, only perform new music essentially at the Super Bowl, literally cut off the head of mainstream hip-hop's champion, to just turn around and do a song with one of these artists that champion would have done songs with in the same fashion, in the same light that the champion would have done this. To me, that's when my head starts to scratch, and that's when I have to call this out. I have to call it out. I have to call it like I see it. I do want to talk about the good things in people, and I also will talk about the bad things that I see in people as well. And this is one of those things that's, you did it to yourself here. You talked horrible about white people, saying white comedians got to keep black women out of their mouths. That's crazy to me. And that's okay. I can take a couple of things that I don't agree with for sure and still appreciate the music for sure. I love Whacked Out Murals. That song is hard. That whole album is hard. I love the album. And I can take some of the, white people ain't nothing. I could take some of the whatever. You know what I mean? I could take a little bit of that. It's okay. Like, I understand it. But if your whole message is watch the party die, let's change the morale, let's put good, real hip hop lyricism with a good message, shout out to D1, shout out to Lecrae, back to the forefront of mainstream hip hop, then Kendrick, why don't you do a song with D1 or Lecrae? Why are you doing songs with Playboi Carti? Or even do a song with like a Killer Mike? Or, I mean, I don't get it. That's the part that leaves me scratching my head. What makes Playboi Carti any different from Drake, really? Y'all tell me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. So I got to call it like I see it. And that's what it is. So all in all, like, cool verse. I don't think that he's ever going to put out a verse that I have never heard Kendrick rap and thought to myself, man, he really sucked at rapping on that one. He killed it. I mean, he's always going to kill a verse. But at this point, the messaging in the music isn't necessarily matching the walk in life. And I got to call that out, dog. I do. And I think that it would be super dope if I saw him do a song with, you know what would be hard? Kendrick, Killer Mike, D1, and Lecrae just coming together for an all-out cypher. That would be hard to me. And that's the type of moves I think if you're trying to change and shift up the narrative, Kendrick, I think that that's the right direction. And you can't really express to me otherwise. Like, I know that a lot of people are going to get on here and say, like, what's this white boy know about hip-hop? But I'll tell you what I do know about. I do know about good morals. I know about a good sentiment whenever I see it. And I know about trying to change the morale for better. And I know what that takes. I do it here. So I know a little something about that, and I think that it would be super dope if you actually did songs with these people that you shout out instead of just shouting them out and feeding them to the wayside while you go and make a song with Playboi Carti. Come on, dog. And that's really all I got to say about it, man. I hope he does continue to move in this direction. It does seem like the verse is still implying that he wants to move in a direction that's different from the normal, but you got to walk it like you talk it. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's just talking. And with that being said, I'm out. I'll see y'all on the next one. All right? Peace.